Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let's continue with Master YongHua's teachings. We're on slide 87. Go ahead. Oh, there is a YouTube questions from yesterday. All right.
Chun asks, Master, yesterday you said we shouldn't get by at work and it's dishonest. What if I'm not interested in work and not motivated to apply myself?
We never have had problems at the temple, so I don't know how to answer that. Our people are so happy cultivating. I don't know. What do you think? If you know you don't like what you're doing and at work, and so is it dishonest to go to work every day? What I was referring to is the fact that when our boss cuts a check for us, there's certain expectations from us that we need to deliver. And I was among those people in the past, in my younger days, where coming from Vietnam, no one cared about you. Everyone looks down upon you, and you don't know what's going on. You're struggling, and you're simply getting by. Okay, so I used to get by. I used to just do enough to get promoted, and that's it. And the rest of the time, I was goofing off. Okay, actually, I got help from a senior programmer, so that I was doing work. Well, actually, he was doing the work for me. So I'm guilty of stealing, guilty of slacking off, and not earning an honest day's of work. Okay, that's a shame. To me, it is deplorable. That's not how we should behave professionally. That we go to work, then there's a contract between the boss, who is a representative of the company, and us. And the contract says, for remuneration, you're supposed to deliver something, and that's what the contract is about. But it's not. It's more than just words. It's about your heart. Okay. I feel that we should give more than is expected of us, not just enough or less. We should give more. And that's what a better person should behave. Okay? I remember someone who was a contract engineer came to me and said, I went to this company and I worked there, and this engineer who would pick my brains and then stole my ideas and presented it during the meeting and took credit for it. Actually, it's my suggestion. He just picked my brains and he took credit for it. A lot of people do that. That's quite common in the workplace. So he said, what do I do? He asked me. This is a long, long time ago. I said, that's the workplace. It's not a big deal. If I were you, yes, I know you're a contract engineer, so your contract renewal depends on your delivery and your performances and the boss recognizing those things. I tell you what, let him pick your brains. You just have to work harder. Okay? That's the way it is. We should give more than expected of us. It's called, I feel, decency. When is it enough? If you're not sure, then give more. It's just simple math. You can't even find yourself to give more than what is expected of you. Then I feel sorry for you. You are not a happy person. You're so self-serving. I would hate to be your wife. I would hate to be your children. I would hate to be your friends. I would not want to be your friends. You should, you are such a miserable feeling person. You feel so miserable that you can't give. You can't be honest with someone who's providing you with a way to sustain your family and your livelihood. You can't even be grateful for that? Now, what kind of person are you? I was guilty of that. I'm ashamed of that. I admit to you. It's shameful. It's terrible. Okay? And that's a lot of people do, by the way. I wasn't the only one. Okay? We just go to work, we get by, and that's enough, and we get paid and so forth. Or some people are smarter, they go to work, and they do enough to get promoted and get recognized and move on and so forth. To me, that's what I was referring to the fact that in terms of human decency, it's just my personal opinion. I feel that whatever we do, we should give more than expected of us. You go home, okay? Your parents expect something from you. You are children, and all your parents expect from you is for you to get good grades. They're not asking for much. They're not asking, a lot of young children nowadays don't have food to eat, don't have a roof over their heads. And yet your parents somehow manage to hang on to their jobs and provide you with food and shelter and clothing and drive you around, give you nice food to eat, encouragement to you, talk to you. Whereas so many children, other children, black, white, yellow, red, are starving. It starts right there. The parents have to teach their children that. My parents never did. I had to figure it out myself. Because after living half of my life caring for no one but indulging myself, I was never happy the first half of my life. Never. Something has to change. And luckily, I found Buddhism. It changed my life. It turned my life around. Okay? And I learned about, first time in my life, I learned about the value system of modern society is about indulging yourself, getting what you want, getting away with it. Okay, doesn't work. You find out yourself. If all you do is indulging yourself and you come first, I assure you, you'll never be happy. Instead, the antidote is very simple. Okay? Do the minimum. We as a human being, it has nothing to do with age. Okay? I don't care if you're young or old. We should do the minimum that's expected of us in exchange for what we receive from for what we receive. Agree, disagree. You can't even do that. You are just so pitiful. My parents never taught me that. It seems like the parents say, I brought you to the world, therefore I must take care of you. I don't know. I'm not a parent, so please forgive me. Okay? But I'm parents of adults. And I tell them, okay, I will pay for your food. I will pay for your clothes. I will give you security. I will pay for your medicine. I will pay for your transportation. I will pay and pay and pay. In exchange, what do I expect from you? Try your best to become enlightened. There's a contract. It's up to me to spell it out, parents. Don't blame your children. If they say, oh, they don't do the homework, they fail in grades, they are not listening to me, have you spelled out the contract with them? Have you taught them something called decency? Never mind respectfulness, never mind about respectful, never mind about being smart, never mind about getting good grades. Just say, this is what I expect from you. This is what I expected of you. That's all. And you have to learn it right now. When you get older, the same thing gonna happen again. There's a contract, someone gives you something to you, and you expect to deliver something back. That's called life. Your wife cooks for you, therefore you must give something back. It's called decency. Now, if you don't like the work and so forth, that's a different story, okay? And you have no interest in working, that's a different story, okay? But I submit to you that as long as we go to work in order to support our family, I feel I need to give my best. Never mind that I'm giving you more than you deserve. It's not about you, it's about me. How do I feel about myself? Have I done enough? Okay? I expect, if you have high esteem of yourself, self-respect, I feel you should give more than is expected of you consistently. Okay? And if you do that, I assure you, whatever you do, you enjoy it. Stop thinking about yourself. Be grateful that our boss appreciates us, gives us a chance. Yes, sometimes the boss doesn't measure up to our expectations, but be grateful. That's his problem, not your problem. Your problem is to deliver, to be grateful, and give. Okay? And to me, that's the minimum. You do that. And then if there is a lot of people who would be happy to have the job that this lady is asking about, and it pays well, and they treat you well and everything. So it's actually a blessing. Okay, it's a great blessing. Okay, and she's still a lay person. She's not a left-form person. So do the work of a lay person. Contribute to society. That's why you're a lay person. Okay? Find a way to contribute. If you don't like the job, change jobs. You don't like working with corporate America, go out and join a startup, give your all, give your best. Okay? Contribute. I urge you, whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever you do, give it your best. I will tell you this, when you get older to be my age, well, I'm not that old, I'd like to think. Even my disciples wouldn't allow me to call me as a Chan master, because in the Vietnamese, the Chan master is like, hello everyone. This may be my last time I talk to you. Okay. And I said, so I'll never become a Chan master, will I? He says, your time will come. My point here is that we're different from you, okay? For you, you choose to have a secular life is because you have families to take care of. Sometimes that requires making sacrifices. Okay? I assure you. Each path of cultivation, whether you're a lay person or you're a left-form person, are both capable of bringing you to enlightenment. And my feel is that while you at it, enjoy it. Enjoy it with the people you're with. It doesn't matter. Okay? Whether you're a left-form person or lay person. I came from the Chinese system where they're true cultivators. True cultivators. And we talk about that when we get a chance to talk about it. From a lesson on 6th patriarch. The true cultivators. And we don't smile. We are so intent on becoming enlightened. That's fine. The Chinese system. Didn't help me. So in our environment, today, how long do you guys waste your lunch? Again? Huh? Speak the truth. I left at 11:48. When did you leave? It's about, to me, it's about the joy of life has to be in cultivation, has to be in your secular life as well. Okay? Find joy in your life. Joy in a life is what? It's not money. It's not what else is there besides money? Come on, let's be real. Nothing, right? Love? Is it love? Oh, please. Love of God? Oh, no. Love of Buddha? Buddha, by the way, never asked you to love him. Never asked the nuns to marry him and consider themselves to be the Buddha's wife. You know that? Okay, so my point here is that when you get older, whatever you do, whether you're a monk or or a lay person, you talk to them. You talk to all of them. Okay, I'm old enough to be like in between, you know. I'm not quite old yet, but I'm not that young anymore. But I'm told that I have, you know, muscles in my arms. People dream I have muscles in my arms. Go figure. It's too much. But the one thing that matters after all this madness is that how you treat each other. Okay? And what I mean by that is, as parent, give. It's okay. If the son is ungrateful, it's okay. No problem. I give. Okay? Because someday, when it's your time to be a father, then you know how to be a father. Huh? Okay? Don't be a irresponsible father. Okay? You may be poor. You may amount to beans. You may be a failure in life, but you're still a good father because you try your best. That's all that matters. You give your heart to your family, to your work, to your colleagues. That's where the fun in life is, to me. Yes, some of them are so goddamn, excuse my language, ungrateful. You give them so much, they still bite you, they still steal from you, they still lie to you, okay? They still would not hesitate to hurt you as soon as you cross them, okay? Or they think you crossed them. That's life, okay? Don't be bothered by that, okay? You give. That's what makes you a better person. That's what you will be happy with, is yourself. You say, yes, I give all I have. I give my best. Yes. They don't think it's enough yet, but that's all I have. Okay? And your conscience will be clear. And you say, well, that's all I have. Maybe I try better next time. It's not about success and failure, folks. That's where the worldly people are wrong. It's never about success and failure. Because ultimately, in Buddhism, if you have true wisdom, success is nothing. It's no success. There's no failure. It's only your heart trying, giving your best. You understand that you wouldn't be attached to how people perceive you, what people say about you. You give with the best of your ability, and you keep improving to be better at giving and giving and giving. What? To me, that's the meaning of life. That's what Buddhists do. That's what Bodhisattvas do. And that's what you ought to do too. Don't be caught up in that game where people say, oh, he's a bad father, he's a bad, bad, so. Let them. Who cares? Give your best. And keep on improving yourself to give him more, become a better and better person. To me, that's Mahayana. And ultimately, my master brought the Chinese system here, okay? Chinese system of training. And he created this wonderful thing called Mahayana Sangha for the first time in the history of the West. There is a Sangha in the West that cultivated and became enlightened. That's incredible of feat that no one talks about. Because no one can recognize what he gave to our world. We're too busy scheming for what we want, getting more and more we want. He gave and gave and gave, okay? And what's nice about it, he never told anyone he gave. So he created this beautiful thing called Mahayana. They created this beautiful thing, Mahayana Sangha. It's created all these marvels in the world, you ask me. Okay. And he created something that you guys don't realize how wonderful it is. That I saw that, I said, wow, it's so beautiful. Let me try to add a little bit more to it and see how far I can go. But he's not stuck like you, like us. He says, he's not stuck, like his lay people level are higher than his sanghas, and they don't never said anything. So I challenge you. Yes, right now, my sangha's level are higher than you lay people. Why don't you someday be higher than my sangha's level? That would make me so happy. And I would look at my master and say, you see, I beat you again. I only beat you on the sangha side, yes, but I have yet to beat you on the lay people side. See, I continue to improve, to work harder, to get at it. Okay? So the answer is, if you hate it, quit. Make sure it's not depression. Make sure it's not selfishness. But before you quit, have some plans in place. Have plan A, plan B, plan C. Okay? All right. Question number 2. Let's not give her a chance to argue with us.
Chun actually had more to say about it.
No.
No, okay. All right, the next question.
I knew it.
Next question is from Alta D. Master, my friend is in a relationship where his girlfriend does not respect him and talks to other men. He said he really likes her, but he doesn't know what to do. He asked me for advice and I didn't know what to say. What would you recommend to somebody in this situation?
I have no idea. My girlfriend has always been very faithful to me. God, I mean, it's like a different world. What do I know? Tell him to go talk to Mary Jo. He's probably better in marriage counseling than I am. Why would I even try to touch it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, brother. Green.
If someone asked me that question, I'd just throw it back to them. What would you want to do?
To keep her?
Throw back the question back to the person.
Why would you want to keep her?
What?
Why would you want to continue?
No,
What's the question?
No, I would throw back the question to the person that asked that question. Like, for example, let's say, what should I do with my girlfriend? I say, what do you want to do with your girlfriend?
What
Do-
would you want to do?
Yeah, I'll just ask the question
Well,
back to
the
them.
question implies that he wants to hang on to her.
In that case, good for him. Or her.
I don't know. People, come on, girls, help us out. We are men. We're from a men's perspective. We have no clues. So you're dating us, and then you're interested in other men as well. What are we supposed to do? This is when I would ask the girls. I would not ask the men. Men they wouldn't know how to deal with it. They cry. They commit suicide. They get depressed. They suffer. That we're supposed to. We're very, very sensitive. Most men are more sensitive when we let let out. Women, come on, speak up, ladies. They're not going to help us. You see? Yes, Green.
Master, that means he didn't suffer enough. When he suffer enough, then he will know what to do.
When he's suffering enough, then he knows that that is what?
He didn't suffer enough in this relationship yet.
Uh-huh.
So when he suffer enough, then he'll know what to do.
He'll know is what? I forgot the last one.
Then he'll know what to do.
He'll know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Once he suffer enough.
Oh, I see. This lady here is very cruel. She's probably into S&M and stuff like that. YouTube has an answer. Oh, thank you, Lord. YouTube, go ahead.
Vicky says, ask her what does she want. Maybe she wants out.
What does she want? She wants out?
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess-
ask her.
Yeah, ask her what she wants.
Okay, good idea. Yes, Mr. Catholic. They understand more about love than we do. We got to admit that.
The thing is that once you give your own opinion, when someone asks you that question, it could come back to haunt you. So it's better to throw the question back at the person. I think that's kind of Mary. I would do the same thing as Mary Jones. I would just ask, what do you want to do?
What do you want to
leave
do?
the person? Do you want to stay with her? Do you want to suffer? Do you want not to suffer? What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? How about, what do you want me to do?
I won't tell you. It's your life. I'm
What
not
do you want me
driving
to
it for
do?
you.
Huh? What can I do? Huh? Okay? So, I have no idea how to advise these people. The matters of the heart. You asked the wrong person. I'm so sorry, Otadi. Why do you bring those things to me? Am I some kind of experts? Will we write books on love and relationships? Mahayana style? That's a good title for a movie, huh? Yeah. I don't know. I wish I knew. And if I knew, I shouldn't tell you anyway. All I have to say is good luck. So tell him what can, if altered is what can I do, you say, my best wishes to you. Follow your heart. Okay? Don't talk about suffering. Hey lady, you're so cruel. Men do not like to hear that. It's just so cruel. We're hurting already. And you say, you haven't suffered enough. Oh, where's your compassion?
Master, suffering is compassion. You learn many lessons. Without suffering, you cannot learn.
I remember years ago, I don't know if any of you remember years ago when I was at Blue Mountain Temple. And we're struggling, of course, because we had, we didn't have anyone coming to the temple and have all kinds of problems. And then that was around New Year's, okay? One of my disciples called one of my disciples, my left home disciples, and said, I have problems with my husband, okay, and marital problems, and what do I do? So she lucked out that I really had nothing to do. Honestly, you call me tonight, I say, I'm sorry. I have other things to take care of, like fires, like irons and fires. I really have to tend to my irons and the fires. I cannot afford to take my eyes off them, okay? But it's funny, it happened. So, so we didn't have anyone to come to who would come to the temple. So I had to hang on to the few who still came to my temple. So I have no choice. I said, okay, don't worry, come and talk. So it's around, I still remember, on a December night, okay, cold night, she drove to the temple at around, I don't know, New Year's Eve or the day before New Year's Eve or something. And then at midnight, and then to take us out to go to Denise and talk. Because my temple was like a hell. Blue Mountain Temple was like hell. If you guys think the Wave Mountain Temple is bad, you ought to be at Blue Mountain Temple in 2012, 2013, 2011. Oh, good Lord. I don't know how Chien Che survived. He's got to be the toughest white man I know. Most white men would run away. I was waiting for him to run away. Anyway, so she came and went out to Denise, and I ordered a vegetarian burger with fries, had a lot of ketchup. We talked. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's not about burgers, it's about talking to her, okay? I do get sidetracked. It tastes good, by the way. And then I did ask for Tabasco sauce, because if you go to Denise and you ask for jalapenos, that's 50 cents more. But you ask for Tabasco, it's free. Go figure. Never mind. Know all these tricks. When you're poor, you maximize your dollars, So anyway, so I talked to her. I asked her. And this has nothing to do with OTD, okay? I'm just trying to buy time because it looks like we're not going to get to this beautiful teaching on 6-page chart. I prepared for 5 minutes already, okay, tonight. And I had to, look at the beautiful slide, the English, the perfect English, I might add. I corrected on this slide. I'm proud of it. This is one of my idols, 6-page chart. You know why? I guess I sidetracked again. He taught me. When was 9/11? 2001? 2001, right? Yeah. 2002, 2003, he taught me. Came and taught me. So he taught me, and I look at him and say, oh, wow, that's him. And the way he taught me, he said, oh, wow, I should copy that. I should imitate that. That's how I should be teaching my children in the future, if I ever decide to teach. What did he teach me? I'll never tell you. Never. I don't care how much you pay me. It's my treasure, one of the treasures in my life. Anyway, so anyway, where was I again? Anyone listening? Denise. Oh, Denise. Denise, the French restaurant. Yeah. So we ate a little bit, and then OTD. Okay, it's not about you. It's about this particular person. Okay, so it has but take it out however way you want. And also, as she said, I'm so miserable. My husband, is, I'm a problem with him, and he cheated on me, and he he broke up now. He wants to come back to me, and because he wants to see his children and so forth. But I don't know. We're not sure, but we want him. So I looked at her and said, do you want her? Do you want him? I mean, not her. Jeez. Excuse me. This lady is... And you meditating? Oh my God, you're going to have a lot of problems with your meditation. So I said, you want him? She says, I think so. Do you love him? She says, yes. Do you want to win his heart? She says, of course. Then, for the price of tonight's Dennis burgers, I will teach you how to do that. So I taught him. I taught her. Excuse me. I taught her. He says, do this. And he'll be eating out the palms of your hands. He said, wow, this is so cool. No one ever told me this. And so she drove me back, went back to my meditation, trying to become enlightened, And then she went home. Took the husband back, and they're still together. So 10 years, 15 years. No, almost 10 years. No, not even 10 years. Several years. Yeah, several years. And does it have a happy ending? She no longer comes to my temple. Probably a good happy ending for her. No follow-up questions. I ain't telling. What did I teach her? I ain't telling you. Okay. Are we done with all the questions? We are? Oh my God, we only have 15 minutes. How are we going to get started on the 6th page track? This teaching is so fantastic. Okay, let's shoot the breeze. Anyone has a joke, please? Let's hear it. Comment, yes.
Jewel Mountain says, we found out that the person who complains the most is the person who is at the temple the most. She is always here.
Yes, it's usually true. So what's the point again? Is there a bad thing, a good thing? Is there like a happy ending, unhappy ending, or what? I take that comment, please don't take it wrong, but I take the comment as the person who made the comment is afflicted about that. I may be wrong, but if you say, it seems like the comment is made in a state of affliction. Work on that. Follow-up comment.
Jewel Mountain says, we all see that she looks better and happier, but she always complains but keeps coming back.
Now is a we. Is a we. That's subterfuge. Work on that. I point out the fact that it's a comment made in a state of affliction. That's a gift. If you choose to deny it, no more gifts coming. I do not teach ungrateful people for long. You don't know how lucky you are. When I was meditating and learning the Buddha Dharma, I craved so much for someone I could talk to and bounce ideas off. Okay? And be able to just ask a question and get an answer from someone. Instead of someone running circles around and beating around the bush, running circles around the topic. Yes, comment.
Jewel Mountain says, this is a comment coming from last night's discussion amongst multiple people.
I don't envy you, Z. You're coming to a lot of very afflicted people. You see? He missed the point completely. He may have a lot of afflicted people, but my comment is directed at this person who submitted the comment to us, the observation to us. I didn't say those people are afflicted. I never said that. I just said that the person, let me spell it out for the Koreans, the person who made this comment, okay, this particular person who made this comment online, made the comment and is afflicted about the other person. That's what my observation meant. I wish someone did that to me when I first started. Because everyone was too frightened of me. You never dared point fingers, what is the problem right now for me? It's not about right and wrong. Why are you afflicted? Why are you afflicted? I didn't talk about the other person. I talked about you. You brought out this topic in a state of affliction. Why? So I had to go 3 rounds to bring the point home. All I need is 1 round. Someone to tell me, hey, idiot, you're afflicted. No one did that for me. That's why you're a lot faster than I was. Anything else? Okay, and we have nothing else. We might as well finish early because last night we went overtime. The night before we also went overtime. So tonight we can, I think, in the spirit of fairness and equilibrium and balance, we should end early, unless you have questions. Plan B, hey! Yes, go ahead. Look at that. That guy's so fast.
It's just my opinion, so maybe you guys can take it with a grain of salt, or maybe I could be wrong, I don't know. But my opinion is that when someone's in a state of affliction, it's better that's the time for you to try to cross your legs and meditate, or you're Catholic or whatever, pray.
Pray.
That's my opinion.
Pray to God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said, try praying to God. I'm for that. The thing about cultivation is that we ought to try, and results speak for themselves. You know. Okay? You will know yourself. It's not something that can be conned upon you. You know yourself. Okay? And that's what is very difficult in Mahayana, is that the purpose in Mahayana is to help you experience those states yourself, bringing you there. Okay? And then you yourself become the enemy when you're unhappy. If you're grateful, then you say, oh wow, it's real. It's true to me. When you become ungrateful, you say, oh, that's all baloney. Okay? But who cares? Whatever you say is your business. What we do is our business. But the bottom line is that all the objective is to help you become enlightened, because that state of happiness is out of this world. And you get there, you look back, everyone who made it looked back and said, it's well worth it. In the history of Buddhism, throughout the universe, since beginningless time, it has been the case. If you make it to enlightenment, big enlightenment, they all look back and say, well, it wasn't easy, but it's well worth it. I am do a very bad impression of Ronald Reagan. The great salesman. A YouTube question.
Alta D asks, can you pray to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas the same way you pray to God?
Same way? No, we don't do it like the God people do. We have our style. Let's keep it, separate. Otherwise, we might as well go and preach at their churches. Yes, question, you too.
Jose asks, during meditation, 30 minutes feels like hours to me. Is this good, Master?
Who is this person?
Jose Sick.
Jose? Oh, is it from different continent? Of course. Time is a lot slower outside of the US. Yeah, you guys are backward because you guys, are so slow. We are so fast. That's why by the time you catch on, we way moved on, way ahead of you already. So that's why there's a sense of, I'm very scientific about this. And you have the sense of, how am I it's so slow because you're still following behind. I don't know. It changes constantly. Some days the reason it's so slow is because your head has so full of thoughts that you're afflicted, and that's why it's so slow. Sometimes it's so fast, it's like you sit there and half hour feels like a few minutes. Okay? It's quite common. So it varies from day to day. And it's something you eventually understand why. And eventually, you shouldn't be worried about why it feels so slow or so unbearable. And that's called meditation. Meditation, to me, in my American Weiyang style of training, I formulate it for you. To me, Chan meditation is to struggle. Training is to struggle. As long as you're struggling, then good things come out of it, I assure you. You're not struggling, that's when I worry. It's too easy for you, you should be worried. You are not working hard enough. You're supposed to struggle. It's not, so if your day is like, your practice is like it's a pleasant thing, you smile, you hug trees, and you do all those wonderful and pleasant things, then it's called self-indulgence. It's not meditation. I'm sorry. In my world, okay, there aren't many people who would be willing to endure the training where you struggle and you struggle and you struggle and you struggle, okay? in order to liberate yourself from your own mediocrity, from your selfishness. You're supposed to struggle. Okay? Like someone said earlier, have you suffered enough yet? YouTube comment.
Brady says, I wonder if we ever become enlightened, we'll say, how can I have been so stupid?
How can I? Oh, doesn't take any effort to remain stupid. It takes a lot of work to become stupider. But to remain stupid, it doesn't take any efforts. Be yourself. Excuse me, no, I didn't mean that. Be like me. Doing stupid things. Even my disciples laugh at me and say, why would you fall for such low lives? And I said, low lives? I asked myself, I didn't say anything. And they laughed at me, oh, Master got conned again. I said, low lives, let me see. And then the light came, the revelation. And there's the angels came with the Vaughn, what's that? With the what's that? With the operas, God, that. Well, the opera music, and then I say, wow, I better talk about the sixth patriarch teaching tonight. But it's not gonna be, it's not meant to be. Maybe tomorrow night. All right. Any other questions or comments? Oh no. I can't seem to get out of here. We're going to try again as a reminder. I know you've been working so hard, so I'll give you, I will shorten tonight's talk. I try to shorten tonight's talk so that you can do something else more important.
But nothing is more important than your talk, Master.
Oh, bless your heart.
Well, I have a very stupid question. So, earlier, so you were commenting on the person who was making the comment was afflicted. I thought it was Alta D, but then Alta D told me that wasn't the case. Is
Okay.
that?
So you want to know who the person is?
Oh, so it wasn't Alta D.
You want to know who the person is not?
Yeah, because I thought it was Alta D, and then he said it's not him. So was that not Alta D? Or somebody else?
I don't know how to answer this question. Usually people ask me, who is that person or something, but no one ever asked me. This is the first time, I swear to God. It's the first time in my teaching career, someone says, I want to know that person is not the other person. So I'm totally unprepared for this kind of question. I'm sorry. My training, my spiritual training really left me unprepared for such challenging questions. Is there anything like easier question I can field, or it has to be this kind of challenging question. Okay, 2 more nights, and what time do you fly out on Master Z? 11? Huh? 11, so you have to be gone during the Dharma talk, yes? You have to leave, or you have to look before that even? Even before, huh? No, during, right? 11 minus 3, that's 8, huh? So, oh well, we're gonna miss you. Don't get, mushy yet. Wait 2 more nights. Wait for 2 more nights. Give me a chance to talk about the 6 patriarch teaching tomorrow night, hopefully. Unless you have more like follow-up questions again. What is the answer? Well, as I said, I'm totally unprepared for this kind of question. So please give me some time to consult with my, good no advisor. I will go home tonight and pray to Wan Yin Bodhisattva. How do I answer such questions? Yes, there's the answer, you too.
It was Jewel Mountain that asked that question.
What question? The same question?
No, the question that Apple's referring to.
Who is the person who asked that question?
Oh, the person, I don't know, but it was Jewel Mountain.
The person in Jewel Mountain asked, who asked that question?
It was Venerable Shannon that typed the question, but we don't know who exactly asked that question.
Yeah, so who asked such a question is the question.
That is unknown at this time.
I'm losing control of my Dharma talk. This is too much. Yeah. I don't know. Is it too late to cancel the air ticket? You walk into such strange people. Yes, Green.
It's just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. So is it not the people that ask those questions that are very afflicted, or we're afflicted because...
Oh no! That's another type of question on top of the other 2 questions that are still unresolved. Okay, let me do some research. What's the appropriate way to answer these non-Buddhist questions? Thank you, everyone.